All right, so as we resolve emotional repression and we regain the ability to, as they say, see the forest for the trees, new perspectives arise, and perspectives that are not only important to recognize for ourselves, but important to share with other people. One of those perspectives for myself and for many other people that I know that are doing emotional repression work is on bullying. Bullying or dominating other people, which can also take the form of, trolling or baiting or disconnecting or giving people silent treatment, is so not what it looks like on the surface of things, which is the same as saying it's so not what it looks like from an emotionally repressed state. Bullying, whether it's the overt, where's my lunch money kind that's usually attributed to hurt repressors, or the covert, I'm quietly judging you kind that's usually attributed to anger repressors, always looks mean or abusive or cold or cruel, right? Well, if it does, it means you're probably viewing it from an emotionally repressed state, which means you're only seeing what's happening on the surface of things for others because you're only seeing what's happening on the surface of things in yourself. Here's the new perspective. Bullying, whether it's overt or covert, is always the bully's attempt to get their unmet needs met. It's actually codependency, or what we call needism in the Kiloby inquiries. And let me break down the mechanics of it here. Bullies, the overt type, just like the rest of us, get conditioned to bury and repress vulnerable emotions in childhood like hurt, sadness, and grief. This means the only way they know or can even manage to get their needs for love and protection met is by showing up as angry, aggressive, and overcompensating. To their programmed and repressed nervous systems, hiding vulnerable emotions like hurt, sadness, and grief is tantamount to survival, and expressing those emotions is like death. So the question becomes, since you're repressed and can't truly connect with people, which would involve showing others the full spectrum of human emotions and yourself, then how do you connect with them at all? By bullying, dominating, trolling, baiting, and poking other people, right? Which is the only strategy to get needs met that you learned in childhood. Now, with anger repressing covert bullies, it's the exact same thing, except for the strategies look different, right? So judging, disconnecting, silent treatment, ghosting, canceling, virtue signaling. It's all emotional repression driven codependence. So when it happens, what can you do? Well, instead of attacking back or cowering, both of which would be feeding the need of the bully, there's a lot of language around the narcissist and their supply. That's what this is. You can actually tell them what's happening in the moment. I see you hiding your emotions and trying to get your needs met, but I can't be the one to meet them. Or after their attempt at bullying or trolling, I'll sometimes say, so says every person I've ever met with repressed, buried hurt and sadness, or repressed, buried hurt and anger. Of course, this might not go down well with them, but why not be honest instead of codependently getting big or small like everyone else probably does with them? And who knows, it might plant a seed or make them think, right? If you'd like to learn more about this, tap the link in the caption of the bio.